The only reason I'm still a gamer at all is thanks to the Xbox Series S, and I know that sounds wild, but quite literally, that is not an exaggeration. And for as long as I can remember, I've been a gamer. From the first time playing Super Nintendo when visiting my cousin, or opening up my own PlayStation 1 on Christmas Day as a kid, gaming has always been a huge part of who I am. And no matter how much the systems have advanced, or how small they've gotten, I've always had video games to decompress, relax, or simply forget about the shitty day I just had. Now, unfortunately, there are things that nobody can quite prepare you for, and that's going to be massive life changes. It could be that you're getting laid off from your job, perhaps your parents are splitting up, maybe you're going away to school, but for myself, that is becoming apparent for the first time. And up until having my first kid, I didn't quite realize how much control I actually had in my day-to-day. For myself, I could play as much World of Warcraft as I wanted, or spend 12 hours playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on a Saturday. So while I knew having a kid would shake things up, I somehow just forgot those long gaming sessions I grew to love wouldn't last forever. And when my daughter showed up, I just assumed I had to quit gaming entirely. I would either have all the gaming or nothing at all. Alright, so what the hell does all of this have to do with the Xbox Series S? Well, to be honest, it's quite literally just that awesome of a game system, and it pulled me right back into gaming when I had actually literally given up. And while having been a PC-only gamer for about a decade playing high ranks in World of Warcraft and Overwatch, I legit assumed only PC master race could have a good time gaming. Only PCs could have good graphics at high refresh rates, and I was obviously wrong since the Series S gives me all of that. And funny enough, my quitting gaming led me right into creating my YouTube channel as a hobby. In the third video I ever made, I unboxed the Xbox Series S, which simply changed everything for me. And what really drove me to go back to a gaming console in the first place, again over PC, was my wife nudging me to stop being so miserable since I gave up gaming. That and being able to play games on the couch. And I know all of that's a no-brainer, but when you have a 6-month-old asleep on your chest, everything isn't so simple. A, you can either take a nap yourself, B, scroll social media and drop your phone on your baby's head. Please, I'm just kidding, don't do that. Or C, play video games. And simply put, after playing the Series S for the first time, I'd fallen back in love with gaming all over again. It could have been my extended break from gaming in the first place that made this a little bit more special, or consoles had finally just gotten good. Personally, I think it's the latter. Between the incredible graphics at 1440p and upscaling beautifully on 4K displays, it's just about gave me everything I wanted and more. And having been used to SSD speeds while PC gaming, this was the first console generation to give me those same blazing quick load times. And as simple as it is, to me, it meant more time gaming and less time at a load screen. Now for context, what I had actually given up at the time was my gaming PC, which was just a mid-range pre-built for the time. But what it gave me was my first experience into high refresh rates at 1440p. And while since I was so used to those specs at the bare minimum when it comes to gaming, it carried me into serious distaste for my Xbox One S, which I only ended up using for a Netflix box, and now it's sort of collecting dust. And when it comes down to the Xbox Series S, however, that gave me beautiful graphics at a high refresh rate in a package somehow smaller than a cereal box. The high refresh rate fed into my competitive itch that I typically get from Warcraft or Overwatch. The auto low latency mode gave me as little input lag as I could ask for, all while maintaining perfect frame rates through AMD FreeSync. Really, since it's so small as well, it's just super easy to move around, especially if I'm to relinquish the TV to my 2-year-old. And look, I know there's a ton of you watching right now that only want a game at the highest level, the highest resolution, the highest refresh rate. I totally get that. And I think you already know the Xbox Series S isn't for you anyways. It doesn't give you a 240Hz refresh rate or a 4K resolution, and that's okay. But for everybody else who can still appreciate a dope-ass graphical experience while gaming, this is definitely a good option. And when it comes down to this tiny beast, not only do I have an immense level of appreciation for its gaming capabilities, but also its unique features. Second to the beautiful graphics or SSD, Quick Resume on the Series S is one of the most fascinating features for me. It's not something I've been able to replicate on my gaming PC, and it's a feature I wish I had on my PlayStation 5. Just being able to swap games at an instant is far more valuable to me than I thought it would be, and even if your system is completely turned off, the next time you turn it on, Quick Resume still works. And it's not like swapping a disc or cartridge takes a long time anyways, but it's not just the time to swap. I actually just find it wildly cool that you can jump right back into the same game you're playing and be at the same moment you last stopped. That, and if I only have 20 minutes to spend gaming at the end of a long day, not spending a couple minutes at a loading screen really adds up over time. And one of the things I've really grown to really enjoy too is just the all-around capabilities as well. Having practically all the apps I'd ever want to throw down a show in 4K HDR is just plain sweet. Or even just putting on some tunes on Apple Music or Spotify make this an absolute A+ entertainment system. Now, I won't pretend like all of our TVs probably don't have all those apps already built in, or maybe you're using an Apple TV or something similar. What I can say is for under $300, for what you get with the Series S, it really is a damn good deal. And even to this day, despite having some of my gaming freedom back now that my kid's almost 3, I still find myself playing my Xbox Series S very frequently. It's definitely not perfect, but it's also not trying to be. And the Series S is something special to say the least. And I think it really does fit just about everyone who'd want to get into gaming. It's for the budget-conscious person who just saved up over the last couple months. It's for the competitive gamer who still wants to tap some heads while sipping sleepy tea on the couch. It's for the person who wants to escape their desk but still get their game on. Overall, really, it's for everyone. What it comes down to is experience. And what gaming has become over time, which is the behemoth that it is, the Series S still holds up and really gives you what gaming is at the core, which is a good time. Sometimes I think it's easy to get caught up in the ever-improving spec race, which isn't to say it's a bad thing. I just think it's important to not talk yourself out of a good time with the Xbox Series S. For myself, dunking on children in Overwatch is just as fun as finally clapping Misty's Miltank in Pokemon for the first time. Either way, I'm definitely here for it. Thank you for watching till the end. Till next time.